timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. They'll have 2 remaining. As we step aside here in this first quarter. Touchdown in his first career game. And the Rams are going to take a first quarter lead. Extra point forthcoming. It's up, it's good, and the Rams take a 7-0 lead.
Makes the score Rams 7. Packers nothing.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return.
25-yard line.
Will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Working from the gun, Rodgers. They bring him down. That's Daron Payne with a sack that time. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Another try after the first down sack. Rodgers. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Now 4th down.
Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They'll run it with Jones. And I don't think he got there. He did not. They stop him a yard shy. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And it'll be a turnover on downs. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. Adrian Amos up to make the tackle.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
On play action, they'll throw. Escaping the pressure right. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Scramble drill there, partner. Some teams have some pretty good rules for it. Others are just saying make sure you work your way back into the sight lines of your quarterback, even if you take the play deep. And that's what they attempted to do on that one, unable to connect.
They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. They're able to find Higbee. It's complete. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a first down.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. A great play there. Making quite a splash with his 2nd touchdown in his NFL debut. And the Rams add on to their lead. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Rams 14, Packers nothing.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. They're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. He'll throw from the gun. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And great yardage here all the way deep into Los Angeles territory.
It's not often that you'll find offensive and defensive guys that'll agree on much, but one place they find common ground, you've got to protect or attack the middle of the field. And no one was there. What a big play, moving it downfield.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line.
TJ Green.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5. At the 13-yard line.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Out of the shotgun, it's Jones. And they'll go backwards here. Losing yardage to the 14. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays that when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point piece of cake. Because extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
22-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down. Action fake. They'll look to throw. And he was hit as he threw it there, and it forces it incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll get this up to about the 40. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
3-yard line.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Open man, he'll be the tight end. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. So that one will be accepted. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down L.A. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Final 30 seconds of this first quarter, and it's been a quarter dominated by the guys with the football. They go play action here on first down. Off the right side here, complete. And they'll get this down to the 10. This duo locked in, 14 yards there, and a first down. After one, a 14-3 ball game.
Rams 14, Packers 3.
So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. A great effort there. Now with his 3rd touchdown in his first ever NFL game. And the Rams add on to their lead. The PAT would extend their lead, but there is a flag on the play. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
5-yard line.
Rodgers will bring the pack up with a first and 10 at their 25-yard line. And he'll begin the drive with a give to Jones. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Second and 7. Rodgers. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
It's 3rd down and 7 yards.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards, good for a Packer first down.
And a Packer
shotgun now for Rodgers. Buying time to his left. And he's going to keep it here. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 16 yards, a first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And now he'll tuck it and run. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 33-yard line.
Operating from the gun, Rodgers. He's going to let this go for the end zone. Touchdown, Packers.
Although it's more commonplace now than at any other time in the NFL, it's still tough to think about throwing a rookie quarterback right into the fire week 1. But guess what? He handled the fire awfully well and threw his first touchdown pass.
And he's got it up and through.
The score, Rams 21, Packers 10.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
20-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they had the touchdown during the last drive, and I'm guessing that you like the balance they had on that last drive.
And I loved it. Forget liking it.
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there for L.A. 57 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
2nd and 12.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Rookie quarterback, rookie running back. They team up there to pick up the first.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. As long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
On 2nd and goal, they'll give it to him again. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3.
Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds like counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
29 yards. 1st down, Packers.
first down. Rodgers. That's complete to the former Aggie Jay Sternberger. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Jay Sternberger, there. And it's second down.
Second and 10.
To throw again. Rodgers. Out of the backfield, this is Aaron Jones.
Rodgers
9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
9-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line.
Jalen Ramsey.
It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it'll result in a fresh set of downs.
Down, Green Bay.
And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
Taken down.
2nd and 8 coming from the 19.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
A yard. And it's 3rd down.
Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, Rodgers. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. He's got a first down past the 30. He's at the 50, the 30. 10, and he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. Answer.
How did they get that done?
You talk about the dominating rushing performances that you and I have seen together. This has got to be right up there. His 4th touchdown run of the game and another long one to boot.
And I don't need to ask for a witness because you're right here with me. We are watching this, and we're watching such a performance that is demoralizing for anyone on defense. You know, it starts out coaches screaming, tackle him, get him. And after that last touchdown, I bet it's pure silence on that side of the ball.
We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And the half will begin with a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it?
And a nice gain and a broken tackle along the way, and really we shouldn't be surprised, should we? That's what runners do, especially the best ones. They break tackles and gain extra yardage.
To throw again on second down. Rodgers. He gets this to Devontae Adams. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Jones with a carry on first down, but I don't think he even made it back to the line of scrimmage as the defense all over that one.
It's a loss of a yard.
On second and 11 now. Rodgers. And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on third and long. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout.
The Giants are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Cardinals are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Titans are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. The Colts are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. The Titans are now on the clock. The Cardinals are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Raiders are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Raiders are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Cardinals are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Ravens are now on the clock. The Dolphins are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Titans are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Raiders are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Raiders are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Cardinals are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Titans are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Bills are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Chiefs are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Cowboys are now on the clock. The Packers are now on the clock. The Lions are now on the clock. The Falcons are now on the clock. The Vikings are now on the clock. The Seahawks are now on the clock. The Patriots are now on the clock. The Jets are now on the clock. The 49ers are now on the clock. The Bengals are now on the clock. The Panthers are now on the clock. The Titans are now on the clock. The Eagles are now on the clock. The Steelers are now on the clock. The Buccaneers are now on the clock. The Giants are now on the clock. The Texans are now on the clock. The Raiders are now on the clock. The Broncos are now on the clock. The Jaguars are now on the clock. The Rams are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Chargers are now on the clock. The Saints are now on the clock. The Browns are now on the clock.